Hello everyone, welcome to the Elliott Wave Forecast.com YouTube channel. This is Henry, and today is Tuesday, May 10th. The time is around 2 a.m. GMT, and we're gonna be looking at the chart of Litecoin today. This is a 1 hour chart. Alright, so we got the cryptocurrencies selling off together with basically all type of risk assets right now, including indices, and we got Litecoin selling off impulsively. You can see we ended with one here, and this is the wave two, and now that means we are currently within the wave three in the minor degree. Within the wave three, it subdivides into one, two, and then now looking for three of three. So this is a nest here, one, two, one, two. Should be looking for a four and a five in the blue here, which is the uh, minuet degree, right? So once it completes the 5 in blue, that should complete the 3 in black here, right? Which is the minute degree, and then we'll have a 4 and a 5 also in the black degree before completing the 3, right? With 3 in the minor degree here. So overall, you should continue to expect for the downside, for the sell-off in the cryptos and Litecoin here in particular. And looking at the larger degree now, let me zoom out and looking at the weekly time frame right now. You can see this is Litecoin since topping out here on May last year. It has this 1 2 lower low. Now just keep in mind, if you measure the 100% extension here, it shouldn't be going to the 100%, and the reason is because the 100% is going to be negative $13, right? Well, unless it basically ceases to exist, which is of course another possibility there. But if you assume this coin is gonna last, right, then it shouldn't go to negative, right? So minimum maybe going back to this low, right? In the worst case scenario, going back to retest again the low here around $22, right? Which is possible, why not? um, but anyway, the way we're gonna be looking at this is the following. You got what looks like an impulse here, right? This looks like an impulse. You got a rally correction, it three waves, and then you got a new, like the third leg on the downside, right? So if you look at this down here, this is labeled as a 1 and 2 here, right? 1 and 2, 107.22. Um, which one is it? Like, so basically you can call it this way. So if you want to call this with one, let's say with A, and this is with B, right? So you need to basically have a five wave subdivision here, right? You got to have a five wave subdivision here overall, and we just do not see yet a clean five waves right now, right? We just don't see any clean five waves right now. Let's see the RSI, and the RSI is also not showing any divergence at all between this low and this low, suggesting that this is some type of still with three right now from here, right? So if you count this as like a 1 and 2, and this is actually with three on the downside. So believe it or not, even though it looks quite low, but it can continue to see for the downside here. All right. And but again, if you look at the weekly, it's really hard to know what the target is, as if it's going to go to negative, right? So I think in this case, best to look at the shorter cycle just for a short-term target here. So let's suppose that, okay, um, we like more downside here, right? And so if we see a thresh rally, a clear thresh rally like this one, like 1 2 3, you see in the third swing always fails when it is bearish at the 100% of the first swing and goes down again. So if you see a thresh rally from the lows, then that thresh rally again is going to continue to be sold over and over again, because as of now the structure isn't complete, and we could continue to see for the downside as a result. All right, and let's go to the 4 hours just to give you a sort of like a near-term target here, so that it's easier to manage. So let's put down 2 and 1. 2 is at 107.22. Where is 107.22 here? Okay, so this is your wave 2 here, according to um, the 1 hour chart, and this is your wave 1 over here, right? So I think a simple way to sort of figure out what will be the next short-term target. Now you can see from here it looks like a nest here, right? It looks like a 1 2 1 2. So that means your wave 1 here in fact started from here, right? So you get this 1 2 3 4 5 from the April 17, right? So let's say if you simply measure the 100% extension, let me make it bigger, just easier here, right? So you have 1 2 3 4 5 from this April 17. So you got measure with 1 projected from with 2. You can see right here we already are in the 1.618 extension, so it's kind of risky. Now within this leg it looks incomplete, looks like it's still missing at least another leg lower, so like 1 2 3 4 5. Now okay, let's see where we are again. So starting from April 17, we got this 3 swing down. Right now extension wise is 1.618, so typically that is a red signal for us not to be overly too aggressive, because it could be in the end of the 3 since it hits 1.618 already, right? But if you look at the internal here, it doesn't look complete. Looks like we might still see at least another leg down again, but since it has reached 1.618, so I think in the shorter cycle you might want to avoid being overly too aggressive at the moment. Even though yeah, I think we still can see another leg down, but I think it's best to be a bit conservative since we have reached this 1.618, and instead looking for wave 4, right? So wave 4 in the minor degree is going to be a bigger rally, right? Because it's a wave 4, distribution wise it should be a little bit comparable to this one. So wave 4 should be comparable to this type of rally, and it should be somewhere ideally between 23.6 38.2% retracement of this wave 3, right? So let's say um, let's suppose wave 3 finish here, right? Then that means even though it probably is not going to be wave 3 here and still can see more downside, but suppose it ends, then the rally should ideally be at least um, 23.6 38.2% over this area. So minimum back to 81.5 86.4 to finish this wave 4. So ideally that's what wave 4 should be um, before it goes down again. All right, so I think at this point, remember, because it has reached the 161.8, so probably being overly too aggressive chasing all this small swing here probably is a bit risky, even though it could continue to see more downside. So the next sort of safer way to participate in the sell-off, right, because the right side is lower, is going to be waiting for wave 4, right? Waiting for wave 4. So how do we know wave 4 has started or not? Depends on how big the rally is. Like I said, if the rally is at least 23.6 of this, then that should qualify as a wave 4. But regardless, you can see whether or not um, it's a wave 4 or wave 4 in blue, wave 4 in black. In reality, we continue to see more downside against this wave 2 right now. So let's suppose, okay, let's hypothetically, for example, we got something like this one, we got a pullback and then a rally again like this. Now technically that 3's rally is already 38.2% retracement, right? Is already at 38.2% retracement. So what that means then is um, let's say we get something like this, then what that means is it doesn't matter anymore what you label this 3 and 4, or you label this as within with 3. It doesn't matter anymore, because as long as it hits the 23.6, that correction or that rally is considered to be big enough to be a wave 4, which is basically what the type of wave we are aiming for at this stage, instead of aiming for this minor swing here, right? So remember, if the 3 swings rally is already at least 23.6 of this, then it doesn't matter, right? Whether that's wave 4 in red or wave 4 in blue, wave 4 in black, it's still going to fail, and we continue to look for more downside again. So any 3 rally should fail um, in the sequence. Any rally should fail in the sequence of 3 or 7 swing for the downside again. All right, so that's the idea in the Litecoin. And if you do want to get regular updates on cryptos, indices, stocks, commodities, and so on, we do have 14 days trial. You can I will provide the link in the description of the video. So I'll see you all again next time. Have a nice day, everyone.